you kidding me? It's on battery. Seriously. Great. Like, don't you just love it when your camera stops recording, like, not even a minute into the video? Yes, thank you. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today, I thought that I would I'd actually film a video. Keep forgetting to film, it's a slight problem. So anyway, today I thought that I would film a video about book series that are incredibly popular but I didn't like. I have read most of these series, like all of the books in it, and I thought they were okay, but I didn't think that they were worth the massive hype that half of them had. I didn't understand it. I didn't get why. Can't say that they're like gonna go on my favorite shelf, because they're not. They're like blacklisted, guys. Which is funny, kind of suits my shirt, which says black is my happy color, which it is. It's true. My life summed up in one t-shirt. Anyway, we're gonna get straight into this video because I am talking absolute shit right now. So the first series, I don't actually know what the trilogy's name is. It's The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, and it also has Never Fade. And then I believe that there is a third book, which I never picked up. This book, I actually did read. I read this. I finished it. Didn't really like it. I found Ruby to be a really irritating character. I did not like her. I found her whiny and like, woe me, and my life sucks. I didn't find her very likable. I think my biggest issue with this series is that it really made me think of the Shatter Me series by Taria Murphy. And I read Shatter Me before I picked up The Darkest Minds, and I just thought that The Darkest Minds was a crappier version of Shatter Me. Just gonna put that out there. She can kill people quite easily, which reminded me of Shatter Me completely, and I don't know, I did not like it. I did not get into it. Everybody thought it was amazing, and I was like, why? So yeah, the sequel came out, and I liked the cover, so I picked it up. Didn't pick it up because I liked the first book. I picked it up because the cover was blue, and I thought it was pretty. I don't even think I read 2 chapters of this book before I went, fuck this, and I put it down, because it had been a while since I'd read The Darkest Minds, and then I picked up Never Fade, and I could just not remember like anything. Like, there were characters that Ruby had met in Darkest Minds, and they went like on a fucked up road trip. They met up with other people, and there were like characters mentioned in this book, and I'm like, who are you? I don't remember reading about you in the first book. So I was just so confused. I was so not engaged with it that I put it down. Haven't picked it up since, and I have no intention of buying the third one. I'm gonna jump straight into the second series because it kind of ties in with the first one because I mentioned it. The second series that's popular that I just did not really like, which probably is coming as zero surprise to anybody, that is the Shatter Me series by Taria Murphy. This series has Shatter Me, Unravel Me, and then the final book, which is Ignite Me, and then there's like a novella that's about Warner, but blah. We all know how I feel about Warner. I don't like him. The main reason why I don't like this series is because of Warner. I really shipped her with, her name's Juliet, I'm pretty sure his name's Adam, but I always go to call him Alex. Yeah, it's Adam. It says on the back it's Adam, but I like to call him Alex. I was. Not anymore. I was a hardcore shipper of Juliet and Adam, and if you read this series, this is just gonna be a spoiler for if you haven't read it, but they don't end up together. If you don't want to find out who she ends up with, it's probably obvious who she ends up with, because I keep standing here saying I hate Warner. But yeah, I just like the fact that Juliet and Warner were getting together. I just disliked his character so much. I just thought he was a waste of space. He was like, oh, Warner, like everybody else. Nah, I couldn't deal with it. That's the main reason I hate the series, because she wound up with Warner, and I never finished Ignite Me. I got like 5 chapters in, and I was like, yeah, they're breaking up. I'm not okay with this. I'm not reading this. I literally flipped to the last chapter, found out what happened, went, I'm good, I'm done, and I closed the book, and I haven't wanted to reread it since. I don't like Warner, but I quite like Shatter Me. I quite enjoyed this book. I really love the freaking covers of these books. And like, Juliet was a little bit whiny and woe me, and it was just a little bit irritating at times, and when I didn't have cutesy Adam scenes to get me through her somewhat annoying dialogue at times, I couldn't deal, and I was like, I don't want to read about her and Warner. This makes me want to be sick. The third series I have chosen for this is one that I have just very recently read and finished, and it took me 2 attempts to read the first book in this series, and that is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Briggs. And I just said the title of this book first time. Every time I've gone to say this book title, I have just completely stuffed up saying Peregrine. But that's the first book. Then we have Hollow City, and then the third book, which is Library of Souls. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm not a huge fan of male protagonists. I don't like reading about male protagonists. Sorry dudes, it's not my thing. I don't tend to enjoy it. I can't engage. I think it's more the fact that I just can't relate to guys at all. Sorry. I didn't really know what this book series was about anyway. I read it, got like 2 chapters in, put it down because I just went, this is just weird, I don't want to read this. And then I came back to it several months later. I still don't get it. Like, I just didn't like this series all that much. It wasn't my cup of tea. You guys, I've said this before, I'm not a huge fan of time travel novels. There's time travel in this and I just, ugh. And this is like goes back into warp time. I don't know, I wasn't a huge fan of the writing style. I wasn't a huge fan of Jacob. But it was a little bit creepy that he was hooking up with the 80 odd, probably older chick who his grandfather also had a relationship with when he was Jacob's age. That's creepy. Didn't like that. I didn't enjoy it. They got better as it went along, but I don't think it's worth the hype that it has. I didn't really care for this series. The final book series that I have chosen is the Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. That's not the first book, Nicole, that's the second book, which features the Raven Boys, Dream Thieves, Blue Lily, Lily Blue, I still hate that title, The Raven King. I actually have an entire video up on this book series, but I don't know if since having read the final book in the series, I've just changed my opinion on this whole series, but I don't think it's worth the hype. I found this book series for the most part to be really bloody confusing, and if I hadn't have read the first 3 straight after one another, I would have had no clue what was going on. I struggled to remember what was going on when I was reading The Raven King, and I only read that like 4 months after I read the first 3, and I just found it confusing. I don't know if I skim read parts of this book, and when I got to The Raven King, I just missed out on important stuff. I don't think it's worth the hype. I think it's a very confusing storyline. I don't necessarily find it very engaging. Didn't find most of the characters likable. They annoyed me at times, and after just having time to sit down and think about this series, I can honestly say the Raven Cycle series makes no sense 99% of the time. This book series was just very confusing. I don't think things were explained very well. I found that the final book was just disappointing. Yeah, I just don't care for like half these characters. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as everybody makes it out to be. So if you haven't read it, I don't recommend it. Okay guys, so they are the 4 book series that I just think are basically overhyped. I don't understand why. I don't think they're that great personally. If you agree, let me know in the comments down below. If you disagree, can you let me know why? Why do you like these books? Better not be because you like Shatter Me because of Warner, because if that's the case, please unsubscribe. I don't want you following me if you like Warner. Nah, this is a Warner free zone. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.